In this video, I'm going to show you a super simple PPC strategy that not many people know about that's going to allow you to reduce your ACoS while increasing the performance of your PPC campaigns. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. Okay guys, so before I actually walk you through how to actually do this strategy, there's two really important things that you need to understand first. The first is that when you're optimizing your PPC campaigns, you always want to be optimizing towards a target ACoS. Now that target ACoS is going to be different depending on what part of your product's life cycle it's in. So during a product launch, your target ACoS is going to be higher. But after a product launch, once your product has actually gained good organic keyword ranking, for most products, your target ACoS is going to be the same as your profit margin. And we call this a break-even ACoS. The reason for this is that if your target ACoS is higher than your profit margin, then you're going to be losing money on those PPC sales, and that's actually going to eat away at the profit you're making on your organic sales. On the flip side, if your target ACoS is actually below your profit margins, yes, you'll be making profit on those PPC sales, but your PPC campaigns might not be aggressive enough. They might not actually be doing their job, which is to gain organic keyword ranking for your product and maintain that ranking. So a great middle ground is having a target ACoS of your profit, the same as your profit margin. Like I said, a break-even ACoS. But regardless of what your target ACoS is, when you're optimizing your PPC campaigns, you want to be optimizing every single adjustable element of your PPC campaigns towards that target ACoS. Now, the second thing that you need to understand is that regardless of what type of campaign you're running, all sponsored product campaigns, so automatic campaigns, manual keyword targeting campaigns, manual ASIN targeting campaigns, all of them will always be targeting three different placements. Now, the first placement is top of search. So if we look at the search results here, you can see that the top 4 spots are sponsored listings. This is the top of search placement. The second placement is rest of search. So if we actually scroll down, you'll start to see the first organically ranked listings. And then if I keep scrolling further, you'll see that there's more sponsored listings. So there's this highly rated section. Then if I scroll down further, there'll be some more sponsored listings here. So you can see that these are all sponsored product listings as well. And this is what we call the rest of search placement. So that's the second placement. The third and final placement is product pages. So if I scroll down on a product page, what you'll see is just below the images, there's a sponsored section right here. So all of these sponsored spots, and this is what we call the product pages placement. Now, a great way to actually optimize your campaigns and bring down your ACoS is simply just to reduce your keyword bids. And this is what most people do. However, there is one big issue with this approach. And the issue is that when you reduce your bid on a keyword, you're actually reducing your bid across all 3 of those different placements. And the thing is, some of those placements might be performing really well for your keywords, so they might have a really low ACoS, and for those placements, you actually want to increase your bids, not decrease them. However, others will be performing potentially really badly for your campaigns or for those keywords and actually have a really high ACoS, and those placements you actually want to reduce the bid. So in that situation, if you were to reduce your keyword bids and just do that, yes, you would reduce the actual ACoS of the poorly performing placements, but you would also be reducing the ACoS on your highly performing placements, which is not what you want to do. So I would recommend taking a different approach and using this method, which is called placement optimization. So let's jump into the computer and I'll show you exactly how to do this. So firstly, what you want to do is see how your campaigns are performing on a placement by placement basis. So to do that, all you need to do is click into your campaign, and then on the left-hand side here, you just want to click placements. That will then take you to a page that looks like this. And what you'll be able to see here is the 3 placements that I just mentioned: top of search, rest of search, and product pages. And here you'll be able to see all of the data for how your campaigns are actually performing on a placement by placement basis. And what you often find is that different placements are performing really differently to each other inside the same campaign. So looking at this example for one of my campaigns, we can see that the top of search placement is performing much better than the rest of search and product pages. So top of search has an ACoS of around 36%, whereas product pages has an ACoS of 56%, which is a lot higher. And then the rest of search just a little bit higher at around 43% ACoS. So what's happening here is that you can see the overall ACoS of the campaign is around 40%. Now, let's say that my target ACoS was 35%. actually the top of search is within my target ACOS. So I don't actually want to be reducing the bids on the top of search placements at all, because it's at my target place, it's at my target ACOS. Trying to optimize this campaign, what I actually want to do is I actually want to reduce the ACOS for the product pages placement and for the rest of search placement, because they are driving this high ACOS above my target overall for the campaign. So in an ideal world, what you would be able to do is actually just reduce the bids for those product pages and rest of search placements. But unfortunately, Amazon doesn't actually allow you to do that. But there's some other ways that you can effectively achieve the same outcome, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do that in this video. So if you look at this column here, what you'll see is that Amazon has something called bid adjustments for these placements. Now, like I said, in an ideal world, you'll be able to do a negative bid adjustment. So for product pages, we just want to reduce the bids on product pages maybe by 20 or 30%, and would want to do something similar for rest of search. But like I said, we can't actually do that. For rest of search, unfortunately, you're not allowed to do any bid adjustments at all. You can't increase or decrease your bids. For product pages and top of search, however, you can actually add a positive bid adjustment. You can't do a negative one, but you can add a positive one. So what we could do is we can actually, let's say we wanted to increase the bids for top of search. You can increase these bids by anything between 0 and 900%. So let's say we were going to increase these bids by 20%. What would happen here is that Amazon would increase our bids on that specific placement by 20%. So for example, let's say that you were bidding £1 on a specific keyword and you had no bid adjustment set up. What would happen is Amazon would bid £1 on each of those placements, the same bid. If you were to add a 20% bid adjustment to top of search, what would happen is Amazon would still bid just £1 for product pages and rest of search, but actually they would start bidding £1.20 on those top of search placements. Okay, so let's use that same example, and let's say that I'm targeting a keyword with a £1 bid, and the ACOS on that keyword is around 39%. And I want to bring that down to my target ACOS, which, like I said earlier, was 35%. So let's say that I put in that 20% bid adjustment. What Amazon's going to start doing for this keyword is it's going to continue to bid £1 on the rest of search and the product pages placements. So those aren't going to change, but it will start bidding 20% more. So it'll start bidding £1.20 on the top of search placements. So once I've made that adjustment, what I can then do is I can then optimize the bids for this specific keyword. So I can bring down the bid of this keyword by 20%. So I can bring down this keyword bid to 80p. What will then happen is Amazon will start bidding 80p on the poorly performing placements. So the rest of search and product pages, which will bring down the ACOS on those placements. However, it will continue bidding £1, which it was before, because of on the top of search placements, because of that 20% bid adjustment. So basically, by doing a placement bid adjustment first, before you do keyword bid optimization, you can actually bring down your bids and your ACOS specifically on the placements that are performing badly for your campaigns, while maintaining or increasing the bids slightly on the placements that are performing really well for your campaigns. And by adding in this extra step of placement bid optimization before you do your keyword bid optimization, it's going to allow you to really fine tune your bid optimizations, which as a result is going to allow you to bring down the ACOS in your campaigns while at the same time improving the performance of your campaigns. So guys, I hope you find this video useful. If you implement it and you see good results, please do let me know in the comments below. Also, if you found the video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next one.